And that reminds me, I'm going to run an ad because I don't want the same thing to happen last time.
Well, I might as well go over these lineups still, even with the ad, right?
Yeah. We're fine because the 5-minute delay and it's a 3-minute ad, so chat's only missing the end of Minnie's intro video. All right, so let's take a look at 3X versus Shaft. Ladies and gentlemen, we are back for King of the Sea 16, the International Finals, Day 2, Day 8 overall. Let's take a look. This is Sleeping Giant, 3X versus Shaft. 3X bringing with them Don't Flash Bang Babies in the Clay Bear, heading towards Alpha, or Apples. Kenny Mod, I should say, behind him in a Radar Spec Minotaur. Seems like my mods need to be reinstalled. That's fun. Silverblade is in a Montana Sniper Spec, and Akia Leitung is in a Moskva Unique Upgrade. Blood Legend is heading towards the middle section in a Range Stalingrad. Point is also in a Minotaur heading towards C. Snackman is in a Burgon in Speed and Guns, as you would expect. We got Vile 9 in his gearing, followed by Striver FX's Gdansk. What do we have to the south, Puddin'?
To the south for Shaft, we have Mr. Gaming in a Napoli heading toward Apples.
Mm-hmm.
He is being followed by No Name Lord in alleged Moskva, and right next to him in Deepest Dungeons, Montana, is Sniper Build.
Mm-hmm.
Going to Bacon is Dawn. I want to say Edward, but that's probably wrong.
Yep.
In a typical Deering build,
Mm-hmm.
he is backed up by on purpose Stalingrad, because I'm not saying the first part.
There you go.
Then we have Vert Scaring, Kotz build, followed by Mizuko's Gdansk. Interesting, they're using the Gdansk Gearing Smoke, but I'm sure that's also to help out Shaft's Minotaur, because words are difficult this early. Followed by Shaft's Burgon, because once again, words are early. Words are hard this early, even though I've been up for 2 hours and got plenty of sleep.
There you go. Now, we've already got torpedoes coming to this exact location. 3X knows this is what Shaft is going to do. This is what you always do. We talked about this yesterday after casting as well. You get the Death Snail action. Whatever. Torpedoes already coming out.
I don't know if we went over ship bans, but if everybody noticed,
No Des Moines.
what is the replacement for Des Moines? It's Minotaur.
That's right. So what is everybody bringing? Minotaur. All right, well, so far all that people can see is just battleships, so...
You know, we should probably have a restart because nobody brought up Vermont.
Oh, that's true. This is our first... Wow, this is like one of the few games you've seen where there's no Vermont to be seen. Huh.
I think teams are realizing with the alpha potential from a Vermont, the farm potential is just too great. And mobility is going to be much more needed, which is why you see Montana, right? If Vermont can do it, Montana can do it.
Well, that's kind of like I was talking about, what was it, last weekend? When we saw ELSR bring out that comp that just completely manhandled the Vermont for bonks, right? And it's like as soon as we saw that, I think teams took note and realized, hey, wait a minute, the ship that smashes things and is essentially a brick is actually could be a liability, right? So
right. Well, I mean, not to get too deep into it, but the whole overmatch thing, which I'm well on the record of not being the biggest fan of it when you're talking about shooting at range with plunging fire, is I'm pretty sure Vermont has a very high alpha damage, due to the size of the guns. Right? Like, Vermont has smashed everything because of that high alpha.
Right.
But, like, I got yeeted in a Salem across the map from a Montana, so it's not like Vermont's the only thing that can smash something
Mm-hmm.
when you're showing it broadside. It's just interesting that, everybody with this overmatch versus plunging fire debate. Not a lot of action going on. Like,
No, so it gives us a lot of time to talk.
yeah, I mean, it's shocking that a club error is the first thing to get a cap somewhere.
All right, this is a best of 3, so neither team, of course, wants to give it up early, but take a look at the 10 line. Mizuko giving it up early, taking 2 torpedoes, and is now left with 47 hit points.
You're the broad AR.
And he did not bring Adrenaline Rush. And he even has the commander that's got the buffed Adrenaline Rush, too. Ouch! Look at the shells. Look at those shells. They know something is there. They know it's almost dead. And they took shots. That's 3x right there. Wow. And here comes some more. Whoa.
Looks like 3X is making a play to get bacon, and they should easily get that once the Stalingrad radar gets baited out. Because there's nothing there to contest it.
Mm-hmm.
But Shaft is taking apples, rotating the daring, Mr. Thrawn all the way from bacon to get a cap, because at this point that's the only cap that was sticking.
Yep.
So, along with having a slight health pool advantage, 3X, had to tick lead.
Yep.
Oh, daring gets pushed off, getting the radar out from Kenny at apples.
Let's go back, take a look. I was checking out at the D cap or C cap. I was looking back as well at Shaft's Stalingrad, who's just sitting in the channel to get farmed.
I would not want to take that fight as a Stalingrad versus Moskva.
No.
Wins that due to DPM?
No, and I really don't understand why he would even just go there. It just seems kind of odd to me.
I think they pulled him up because they rotated the daring to apples, so somebody can actually get shots in on what was going to cap. But
yeah, well,
once you're dead, your radar is useless.
He is now on 4 sticky fires.
Only 4?
Only 4.
Only 4.
So
quick, somebody get the marshmallows, because this is definitely going to be a s'mores moment.
Shaft's nuts roasting on an open fire.
Oh, look, that radar was so useful.
Oh my god. Yeah.
Like,
all right, well.
Even if you stayed behind the island and you radared, at least it's confirmation on what DD rotated over.
Mm-hmm.
Even though you would know it would probably be Gdansk versus, Garing, it just confirms where the club is at, to be honest.
Yeah, and the Shaft now is... They're still trying to get A, but because No Name Lord decided to move up in the Moskva, I mean, Kitty Mod can just keep farming him for days. He's going to be forced to turn into the Thunderdome here, which just feels odd.
I might have turned nose in towards Kenny myself.
Yeah, I probably would have too, honestly.
But I understand going in like this because you just get up close to those islands to protect your depleting health pool.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So it's not like it's the worst option. It's just... I don't think they should have pushed him up at all, to be honest. They should have just left him at the corner to where he could have reversed.
Yeah. Yeah, and the problem is now... Check it out. Nobody's in A anymore, as Elbard was forced out in the daring. No Name is continuing to be farmed.
Oh. Vile says, I want diabetes. I'm taking chocolate.
Well, what's to stop him? Look how low IKEA, or Kalu is, the Burgon for Shaft. Right? 3X is just doing a much better job of trading health over time.
I think they're doing a much better job of map positioning.
That is true as well, yes.
Oh my god.
What?
There's a Montana trying to cap Bravo.
I mean, Deepest Dungeon, I think they realize at this point it's... I mean
it
they
is
gotta
do
be
or
making...
die.
They gotta make plays, right? Like,
Right. It is definitely do or die.
they're down one ship. Shaft has another ship, two ships that are low health. I guess you could technically add 3 if you
Well,
count the Bergon.
well, 3. Yeah, I would count the Bergon, right? You have one ship that gets sneezed on, it's yeeted.
Mm-hmm.
The gearing is low, Bergon is low. Moskva is low, so now we're up to 4. Montana will be low,
Oh yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Like, I would have had to Napoli take apples while sending the Deering through the Thunderdome to get bacon.
Right.
Right. We saw what happens when teams only have one battleship, whether it's because they lost one earlier or they only brought one. It doesn't end well for them.
Mm-hmm.
And that Montana is just like.
Well, he DCP'd, but that's only
What I
going to
mean,
last so long.
what's the point of even bringing them in to B without and then have them kite away?
Yeah,
All
it's
you've done is say, "Hey, take my HP, guys."
right, right. He just offered himself up, and it feels weird because you're right. I mean, he might as well have tried to get a kill on the Moskva or something. The problem is with the Kleber there and the Gdansk there. Obviously, he knows he's got torpedo threats. So
Oh, plus you've got a Stalingrad to deal with. So, like, who do you really want to show broadside to?
right.
Like, it, options are bad. They're not well.
Meanwhile, Dino Gaming detected on the Napoli. He tried to make Inky and get closer to
Minotaur spotted for Shaft. What is that? Zills?
Zill. Yeah,
Minotaur.
Dino's about to go out. He's at 1300. Is he gonna live? No. Kenny Mod takes him down. Wow, dark and smoke, by the way. Because he had just gotten out of the radar range.
Well, I would say Deepest Dungeons is going to pull into Starbucks, but does he make it to Starbucks before he burns out?
Nope.
No coffee for you, sir. Sorry to hear that.
Mizuko opening up. He knows it's all but over. He's gonna go down now. They're all giving up. That's a wipe.
And like, I think it all starts with the Stalingrad just sitting in that channel dying.
Just yeah, there's no point to put a ship out there on the front lines and just be visible and farmed, unless you're gonna get anything. You know, if you're gonna get anything out of it, then that's fine. They didn't get jack out of that Stalingrad though.
Like, the worst option is like not to trade. A trade is still not a good option.
Yep.
Oh, they actually managed to kill something, so there goes the blowout.
There goes the blowout. It was a beautiful cross torp on Vile. But too little too late. His point goes down for the time extension.
I mean, we still have 3 minutes if nothing changes. Oh, great. Somebody's capping and changing it.
That's right. Now it's just Vert. Come on, Vert. End it. He's stopping. He's probably going to start shooting the water. No, he's already spotted. Yeah. He's on red.
He's spotted, but how is he spotted?
I think he was shooting his guns earlier at point.
Yeah. Okay, so why aren't I saying... Oh, yeah, and thinking now he just got radared.
Yeah. Stalingrad just opens up with his radar. So let's get in position for our death pick, and that will do it for this game.
I really didn't expect this on a Shaft. Expected an actually a much closer game.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised as well. But hey, congratulations to 3X for a very, very strong first game. Very dominant first game.
You know what? Next game I'm playing.
He's not even playing, but here we go. Hey, my mods are back. Look at this. All is right in the world-ish. All right, so Shaft versus 3X. This is a best of 3. 3X, therefore, has a chance to 2-0 Shaft and throw Shaft into the losers bracket finals. Shaft is bringing with them Mizuko in a Gdansk, Flo 420 Bits in a 420 Blaze at Haragumo, Elbar Thron is in his Daring again, Vert is now in a, yep, I think he was in that last time as well, the Kotzbild Gearing. What's interesting is that historically we've seen him play a 420 Blaze at Haragumo. Zill has changed out of his Minotaur and has decided to pick up a unique upgrade Des Moines instead. Dino Gaming has a unique upgrade Moskva. And Camille has a radar. I'm sure that's a Manitar. It is. Yep. We've got for battleships Deepest Dungeon in a Montana in sniper build and all that fixin'. And we've got Kalu in a sniper build Ohio as well. Both of those battleships, but heading towards the CCAP. They're heading towards chocolate. They want the diabetes. What do we got going on for 3X, Puddin?
For 3X, we have Flashbang and it's Delaney. I would say it's a pew pew build, typical. With the Manitar. And with them is Sniper Build Vermont. They're going to Apples because they don't want to see a doctor.
Mm-hmm.
For Shriver in his Gdansk, I would say it's typical Gdansk build. Potentially chilling around Bacon.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think he's going to threaten it right away. Backing him up potentially would be Blood Legend and a Petro, but I believe Petro may be on the chocolate side of the island, but he still has an option.
Mm-hmm.
For chocolate's side for 3X for their DDs is Marco Polo in a typical daring build, a 420 Blazing Gumo, Kenny in his Des Moines. It's like, thank God I don't have to play Minotaur. And followed up by them with their big bad Overmatch Snackman and a sniper build Vermont with I would definitely say survivability, but once again those heavy AP shells.
Yeah, he wants those heavy AP shells. Now, there's a trade-off, isn't there, Puddin? If you take heavy AP, doesn't that mean you burn more or something like that?
Yeah, something like that. But I mean, Vermont already burns well enough.
Mm-hmm.
He just wants more fires. Maybe he likes burnt hot dogs when they're roasting over the fire.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, like we were saying, Vermont has that high alpha damage.
Yes.
Maybe that's why, they're bringing it, because it's extremely high with the potential of, just deleting something as he shoots at Shafts, Ohio.
Yep. Now, a reminder...
Well, those heavy AP trials didn't do much.
No, they didn't. Those heavy AP shells slapped right against the Ohio side armor and just blew up. So, for bands, a reminder, we have Ragnar and Stalingrad. Okay. Well, we have our 3X Death Nail looking, getting ready to probably start their Death Nail, but notice how they started it later than normal. They're going to put their Death Nail in a slightly different position, possibly to throw off Vert's gearing torpedoes that I'm sure they know is coming for the traditional Death Nail spot. As a matter of fact, look at this. This is how you can tell somebody who's played this game a lot, especially competitive. They're sitting behind the island to block torpedoes, block vision, all that kind of stuff. And they're purposely going to wait. What this does is it offsets the smoke screen. So instead of two smokes going on at once, one for each team, one will fade as the other goes up. And that's going to cause for this flank to be extremely dynamic. I really like this play by 3X.
I can't believe Kenny, he popped his Hydro before torps were spotted. How dare he maximize the use of his Hydro?
Which one? Sorry?
Kenny Mods Des Moines?
Oh, okay. Yeah. I was just talking about him over there, right?
Right. Wisely using the island, but you still got to pop the Hydro so you can confirm how many sets of torps are coming.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Because believe it or not, these guys, they know everybody's reloads.
Mm-hmm.
3X steering getting caught out on Des Moines radar. There goes the Death Snail for 3X.
Yep.
And they had to have known that Des Moines radar was going, so this will be a minimized exposure, at least for Kenny, versus Shaft's Des Moines.
Well, and you can see Ohio's spotter plane is up. He's on fire, but he doesn't care. He's looking right at Kenny. Oh, still just gets smacked by that Vermont, who also has this plane up.
But I mean, here's the other thing with, like you say, the delay. And actually pushing into the...
Oh! Kenny Mod goes down. Now look at Vile. Look at Vile. Vile's backing up. There's no Hydro to protect him. He's going to take a Torp or two. Oh, it's an absolute disaster for 3X. Not only do they lose Kinney, oh my goodness. This was not expected, guys. I was talking earlier. Man, here we go with the caster thing again. You say what you expect to happen, and then the team's like, no, Zath, we're not doing that.
Well, I mean, like was, they knew the Des Moines Hydro or radar was going, right? So they push into it because they know Kenny's radar will pick the Des Moines, right? Because they're trying to pick the Des Moines.
Oh.
But just as it ended, the Montana's taking shots from across the map.
Yep.
And Kenny obviously slowing down to sit and farm, and just gets caught out by a Montana.
Absolutely. From like you said, from the middle of the map. And take a look at Striver south of B. He's in trouble too.
This is a little unexpected. 3X being down a ship, down points.
Really, if you think about it, they're almost down
like,
3 ships. I mean, Vile is low. He's got to leave that flank. Striver is extremely low. So, good luck for him going into B.
Like, how do you beat the smoke dot snail? A, kill what's going into the smoke, or B, kill the smoker.
Mm-hmm.
Right, because, Vile is a 420 blazer, which means he has no concealment advantage. Now he's got nobody to back him up except for the daring.
That's right.
Like, he's gotta buddy up with the daring, which is what they're going to do. But like, you cannot count 3X out, even with like pretty much at this point a Torp boat Gdansk.
Mm-hmm.
Right. You can pretty much leave the Minotaur point to defend apples, because that was Shaft's kite side. They're not going to make a play until they know the Vermont can't reach out and touch somebody.
Oof. Speaking of which, big shells coming in from Montana. They miss Vile, but I'm sure that reminds Vile that he is indeed very low. Having a look back over at the A side, I mean, 3X has gotten A, but they have no interest in pushing. They're setting into a kite position there. And Flow 420 is setting himself up to just slowly reverse into the A cap. I like this play because they're also not really putting too many assets over at A. They don't care about 3X having A.
They don't need A.
No.
You have to keep the guys over there to keep them honest.
Yeah.
Right? You've got to keep the Minotaur honest. You don't know what DD it is, but Shaft's Hiraguma definitely at RPF says, hey, your DT possibly rotated out of here, because this RPF is going to be flipping all over the place between the Minotaur, the Gdansk, possibly, the Delaney, with all that going on. They have to know that they possibly have rotated a ship out, not realizing it's still the Gdansk over here.
Look at the Delny at B. He goes in and takes a torpedo. He's spotted too. Will people open up? Yes. Mizuko opens up in the Gdansk. Here comes some shells from the sea cap area. That's Thon. Elbard. Flashbang Baby's now quite low. He's healing.
He's healing, but he's still being shot at. He's burning.
Montana could end it. Almost does it.
Missing torp tubes. Guns out. Still burning. And, well, the fire's out at least, guys, but so is the ship.
That's right. Putin, I almost wonder if maybe that last game made 3X a little bit too overconfident.
No, it's clearly the curse of Bravo.
The curse of the Bravo team. Got it. Okay.
That's what we're going to go with. I mean, this is definitely not a Shaft we saw last game, and at the same point, this is not a 3X we saw from last game.
Mm-hmm.
Let me go confirm some more bias. Wow, this is interesting. Shaft picked Sleeping Giant, lost this map, or lost that map.
Mm-hmm.
3X picked this map, and, well, they're not doing so well. So, the moral of the story is don't be Team Bravo and don't pick the map.
Well, you gotta remember, when you pick the map, the opposite team picks the side. So you have to
You have to take that into account.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. You have to have a good strat for both sides of the map, especially for the quote-unquote weaker side of the map, which for most maps is typically the Bravo spawn.
You know, I think that's something Wargaming should honestly look at.
Hmm.
Is what spawn is typically won.
Mm-hmm.
Right, because, like, I mean, granted, Kenny getting gated does not help out 3X's cause.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Who is it? File eating a torp? Another not helping the cause. Shriver.
No.
Like, is it because it's the Bravo spawn? You know what I'm saying? It seems like that's what happens when you're on the Bravo side.
Mm-hmm.
You know, which was funny because, like you say, they utilized that island perfectly to stop torpedoes. Unfortunately, out in the open, Montana doesn't care.
Now here's a question. Look at the mini map. Look what 3X is prepping to do. I think we're about to see them just YOLO into sea. With the Petro, the Daring, the Haru, and the Vermont.
That's the great position about where Blood Legends picked up.
Yep.
I got a reverse. I can now help apples and bacon, right? Like, okay, that's our strong side. So now I'm on the strong side of the island.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we're going to go for a bacon and chocolate? Well, let me just reverse to that side of the island, and now I can help support that.
That's right.
That is the importance of controlling that island. And it's the same for the north, realistically, where Shaft's Moskva's at.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that central location is very important, especially for a 12-kilometer radar ship.
Yep.
Because more likely you're picking up both caps. Maybe not fully, but you know where people are going to camp from.
Marcelo Pello was caught briefly trying to go into the sea cap. I think that Zill's radar is ready. Yep. He's on Hydro right now. I think they're going to wait a few more seconds to try to entice Marcelo to stay in the sea cap, but he's got Hydro going and he spots the torpedoes anyways. And just at that moment, Zill radars. A little bit of off timing, but they do catch Vile with that radar, which could prove huge. Does anybody have shots on Vile? Vile slowing down desperately, manages to dodge and stop in time. Vile did take another big hit. Another big hit on Vile. That was a blind shot. Oh, look at Vile. He's going to go down here. 160. They're still fishing. They get him. Wow, they got Vile. And just like that, that's one more kill. And we're 3 minutes away from it. Never mind. Snackman. Did you see that pudding? Just reaches through and nails him. Oof. Wow. Not hearing pudding. He might be stuck doing dog stuff. It's all good. If so.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I had to do dog medicine.
No worries, no worries. Did you see that shot from Snackman's Vermont?
Oh, yes.
Just dumpstering. Absolutely
Definitely.
dumpstering.
I don't think you needed the heavy AP for that to do anything.
But it looked cooler.
True.
And maybe
but
it
more
felt
importantly,
better.
they do manage to flip chocolate to their side.
Well, they get chocolate. They have apples. So look at the time now. Zill's in trouble. Zill's in trouble. What is Shaft doing?
Is still going to win with one cap potentially.
But
nothing changes.
If they keep throwing ships away, they won't.
I don't think the Des Moines will survive this.
No. There's absolutely nothing to prevent. I don't understand why Shaft has kind of left this complete wide open here. And no, look at Blood Legends Petro. You were talking about this before. This side is secured. Now he's backing up and he's going to go and he's going to put himself on the other side. Ah, Shaft decided that they're going to push over on the other flank, so they're going to push out Point in the Minotaur.
Well, I mean, they have to. They know the Gdanska's low. They know they're going to lose Chocolate. Well, I mean, Chocolate's obviously lost. But, like, they know Zill's dead in the Des Moines. Right? There's no way he even ever pulls off the ram against Vermont, especially with Daring Torps there. Right? So, Zill just has to sit there and take it and do as much damage to Vermont as he can.
Mm-hmm.
And possibly survive.
Ooh.
He may actually survive this for a minute.
Montana Salvo on Silverblades, Vermont.
Ohio
strikes.
shells coming in on Vermont. Puts the Vermont down low, Stackman. Oh, Zill's just got to W forward and finish off the Vermont, and he will survive this.
Is he going to do this? Is he going to do this?
He needs to do this now.
He needs to do this.
He needs to do it now.
He needs to do it. He's not.
Oh my God, this is such a waste. It's such a waste.
That's okay. The Ohio can shoot. 10 seconds to go. There goes Snackman.
So, I still say Zill should have popped out. He knows where Vermont's guns are looking.
Mm-hmm.
You know Vermont turrets take forever to turn.
I agree. I
think that is a missed opportunity for him, but...
He does live this way.
He is alive, and, you know, the Ohio gets a kill.
Look at A. Look at all the fire going all over the place. Flow 420 was on radar. Finally goes dark. He's just been clicking, holding down left mouse button. He goes down to Points, Minotaur. Silverblade, though, is about to go down. 2 minutes left in this game.
We've got Moskva versus Petro.
At this point... Oh! That does it. That does it. The kill right there. Flow 420's final salvo takes down Strivers Gdansk, and the Minotaur goes down too. What a bloodbath of a game, Puddin'.
I just think losing Kenny really early put 3x behind the 8 ball. Like losing your Des Moines, your Death Snail, really kind of hurts.
Yeah, that was absolutely huge. You know, the Death Snails, they're a 2-piece to the puzzle, right? They're a team, they're a duo. Together, they're far stronger than each ship by themselves. So the problem is once you take one of those ships out, either one, frankly, the whole thing falls apart.
I mean, like I say, that's the thing. The way you beat the Death Snails, you have to focus one of them.
Yes.
Right. Either get rid of the smoke, which...
We interrupt this awesome video in order to bring you Game 3 of 3X versus Shaft in the winner's bracket final. Whoever wins this goes on to the grand final. Whoever loses this gets to face off against Rain in the loser's bracket final. These are all best of 3s. The grand final is a best of 5. Woo! Let's take a look at 3X. Coming in, Warrior's Path on the Alpha spawn in green, we've got Striver in the Gdansk, followed up by Vile 9 in the Gearing. This is a typical COTS build for the Gearing. And Kenny Mod is already heading out that direction in his unique upgrade, Des Moines. In the middle is Don't Flashbang Babies in a typical, I'd say, COTS build, Daring at this point. Silverblade 233's Vermont is helping out over on the Alpha side, or the Apples side for Puddin'. Heading towards Chocolate, we've got another group of ships. Interestingly enough, with no destroyer to screen them. We've got Faster Motion in a San Martin, Blood Legend in the Petropavlovsk. Point is actually turning, so he's probably going to go to the traditional radar island that is just south of him. And he's in a unique upgrade Des Moines. And then finally you have L Snackman, once again in that heavy AP all-gun sniper setup. Puddin', what do we got to the south for Shaft?
For Shaft, we have Mr. Thrawn and a Delaney Pew Pew build with a typical Gdansk build following him.
Mm-hmm.
They're bringing along a Stalingrad that is reload, a San Martin that is also reload, and a sniper build Montana. Looks like Bacon, for the most part, is being ignored by Shaft's destroyers. They are bringing No Name Lord Petro to the typical cruiser island at this point with a unique upgrade.
Mm-hmm.
Petro going to Chocolate is Vert's Gearing, typical COTS build Gearing, unique upgrade, all about speed.
Dazzle.
Dropping those torpedoes. Does he have dazzle?
Yes.
We'll still call that typical.
Mm-hmm.
Zill's unique upgrade Des Moines. I'm sure it's going to be utilizing for smoke. With the Vermont for Shaft, that is a sniper build because too many words and letters for his name for my brain to actually properly function. Well, interesting that the Delaney is capping apples right away. Gdansk radering.
So, interestingly enough, usually you will see a San Martin on the kite side. So, seeing this Downley and Gdansk for Shaft. Ooh! Vile goes down immediately to gearing torpedoes. No, Gdansk torpedoes. I'm sorry. Wow, that's a huge kill. That is a huge kill for Shaft.
So shocked that we are miscalling ships at this point. Not only do we screw up names, we screw up ships.
I mean, sometimes when it's something so shocking, like somebody dying in 3 minutes and 30 seconds. Yeah. But any case.
Jingle's gonna start calling this.
So, oh god, that'd be fun. So, Zuko though, no, he's fine. So I think what Shaft was trying to do was they were trying to get into the A cap quickly and then set up to kite away, rotate their Gdansk and Delny to the B cap. But that early kill on Vile means Striver is the only thing there that can smoke up Kinnymod. The only thing that could smoke up Kinnymod. Reminder, for this particular game, it was Moskva and Minotaur that were banned.
More importantly, Shaft, like, once again, limiting 3X's that smoke trail ships, right? Last game, they got rid of Kinney.
What is
this? This time, they got rid of the Gdansk.
Camille just Luckchuck Torps and Elbard's Delny just ate them all. Man, if only team killing was still a thing in this game.
I wonder why they're not trying to actually take the 8 cap.
I think they're waiting for the smoke to dissipate because they know Kinnymod's probably going to radar.
Well, I mean, he is radaring now, and Des Moines cannot stealth radar. There is that
exactly
0.2 kilometer difference.
Exactly. So when you see,
I was going to say, if you do reverse, you can do it safely and not get caught out by his radar.
Assuming the smoke is gone. And again, that's why they're waiting for the smoke to dissipate. You'll note that the Delny and San Martin are both backing into A as well. So they can just W away if they need to.
Kinney is getting chocolate.
Kinney is trying to do the exact same thing, by the way. He's trying to back into A so they can butt touch and he could try to radar and he probably won't be able to.
His radar is down, though.
His radar is down, exactly. So it's going to be very difficult for 3X to play this. Now,
his hydro is down too, and there are torpedoes coming in.
His hydro did just expire. And if you look at it, Striver is moving in his Gdansk into a position to smoke up Kinnymod. Kinney is detected. Now, here's the deal. As soon as Shaft sees the smoke go up around Kinney, they will most likely just hit W and run away. There's the smoke for Kinney to back into.
No, I do believe because Kinney did not pick up anybody on their radar, Shaft doesn't know that Kinney's radar is down, and now's the time to get it.
Correct.
You know where the Gdansk is going to be because, well, there's smoke.
Correct. Kinnymod now lobbing shells over this island, hitting Dino Gaming's Stalingrad while he's sitting broadside.
Oh, he'll be fine. He's just got a W.
Mm-hmm.
But Shaft did get chocolate.
Mm-hmm.
3X did get bacon.
Mm-hmm. Although, look, Shaft is bringing Mitsuko in with his Gdansk. So he's going to start getting progress. Point does have radar available, but Flashbang Babies in the Daring is leaving this area.
Well, he's the only one that I can realistically get reset safely. You know, Des Moines got to pull out a little bit.
Yep.
And because he is leaving, the Petro now does get shots in on him. But, you know, yeah, just get rid of the radar. Shaft's Petro, Mr. No Name Lord, has relocated into the islands,
Mm-hmm.
pushing up forward.
Yep, we've definitely seen this before.
Oof.
What's oof?
Montana just took a chunk out of the poor Des Moines over the island. Deepest Dungeons, Montana, touching Des Moines.
You're talking about point?
Yes, points Des Moines.
Let's take a look at where that shot came from. There it is. He arced it over the island. Now he's got his plane up, so he's able to make sure that those shells will clear. I don't think he's going to get another shot in like that. Meanwhile, back over on the other side of the map, we have torpedoes that just narrowly missed Kitty Mod. Kitty Mod completely unable to utilize that smoke that was put in front of him. And now he's backing up. Now note he didn't radar because he never went dark. So there's no chance in heck that he's going to pick anything up with that radar. Now,
shots coming in on Kitty Mod's Des Moines.
Well, they need to back him off, right? And meanwhile, Gdansk radar does catch Elbard. Elbard then opens up. Now, he has the luxury of just running around and laughing because, in a sense, Des Moines, very floaty shells. It's going to be difficult for Elbard to take a lot of hits. And you can see that Kitty Mod is already changing to Camille's San Martin, figuring that's a better target. Now, here we go. We got Camille using his heal. Let's see if he's charged up his special ability just yet. He's running the India flag camo. That's cool. When he uses the special ability, the searchlights turn on. That's how you know. Right now he's at 166 seconds on his heal. Let's see if the searchlights turn on or not.
Oh, I use the consumable models and watch the timer just go to, oh, I'm ready.
Well, yes, but the reason I'm saying that is because people, when they play this game, they don't have necessarily consumable monitor, especially for the enemy. So I'm just trying to share how you can tell that the button has been pressed. If we haven't seen it pressed, Camille probably figures he doesn't need to right now, right? I'm sure he's fully charged at this point.
I would hope he's charged up because that's usually what you would do. Is San Martin, you've got to get that consumable ready for when it's absolutely needed.
That's right. And as we discussed before, it doesn't go away once it's charged. It's available until he chooses to use it. So
now Shaft is finally pushing in to get apples and get a 2-cap lead over 3X along with the ship lead. Still maintaining that. Even though Kenny is low, he will be able to heal most of this back, but it's how long is he going to stay out of the action and get the heal?
That's the big thing, right? Kenny's forced to back off. He does get the heal, but now A is wide open. So they did what they needed to do. They pushed Kenny Mod back. Look at Elbard here, just opening up on Silverblades Vermont, like just the complete disrespect right now.
But I mean, really, is that disrespected? It's what a Dowling does, right? It's what it's designed to do.
Of course, that's what I love about it.
Just farm out a battleship. Be like, good luck hitting me.
The Soviet destroyer line is my favorite line in this game. The Kiev, specifically, is my favorite ship in this game. You know that.
Uh-oh.
What's up?
Does Flashbang eat a torque?
No. He had Hydra going. I didn't think he'd be worried about that. Take a look on the other side of the map. Vert and Zill have moved up into faster motion San Martin after getting the cap. And they're pushing the Vermont and Petro up the 7 line now. What's the situation of faster motions radar? 1 minute cooldown.
I honestly, I do not like this Vert and Zill's position.
Too far. It's way too far.
It's way too far. You have Petro, Des Moines, Vermont, San Martin. Everybody can shoot you.
In my opinion, the only reason to move up that far is to force Snackman to move, which they are doing. If you look at it, he's moving now into the sea cap, seeing that smoke. He's looking at that smoke. He's waiting for his buddy in the San Martin to radar in 30 seconds, right? He's hoping he's going to see something. Vert, expertly, does not use his torpedoes until he sees Snackman go into the sea cap and basically commit to going in there. That's really smart.
Vermont on Vermont action.
And then, as that happens, we have Kalu's Vermont ready to go. And I believe the Petro, even No Name Lord, is going to get in on this too. Yes, he is. So, Snackman forced to go into the cap. It's going to allow them to just farm Snackman for resets. Meanwhile, Zill opens up a little too early there. He might get punished for this. I mean, he gets hit a little bit. Could have been a lot worse, I suppose.
Oh, definitely. But, I mean, maybe that was the game plan, and...
Brilliant dodge by Snackman, though.
I'm going to say this. If the game plan was for them to get Snackman to move forward, absolute brilliance.
Yes, exactly.
Like, 3X falling for this doesn't seem natural to me.
What is Zill doing? Like, he's literally between both islands and spotted now.
No, he's radar. That's
on the
why.
San Martin radar. And there goes Snackman. Just, why stop there? That's a huge mistake. He went to Starbucks.
I don't know if he went to Starbucks. He was on the border.
Mm-hmm.
But this still may cost Snackman's Vermont. Right? Like, he's still being shot at. The Garing's still shooting for free at him. Luckily for, well, I say luckily, and then he just decides to die and get chunked.
Mm-hmm.
Right? But, like, you know, he was angled up, but, I mean, that's what, you know, there's the price of the Vermont. Vermont, while you may angle, you still get chunked pretty good.
Yeah, Deepest Dungeon
There's
takes
a
care of him.
Lot of superstructure on that ship.
Yeah, so Deepest Dungeon does take care of the Vermont. Snackman does go down. But I'll tell you what, the damage was done. He took out that Des Moines. There was no reason for Zill to die there. But he did. Oh well.
No.
Shaft looking very strong in this game, though. They're up a ship, they're up a cap, and they're up on points. No, they're down on points. No, they're up on points. What am I thinking?
They're up on
they're down
points,
on caps.
but they're down on caps as 3X was able to flip Chocolate, and they're probably going to maintain control of Chocolate to where Shaft now has to get control of Bacon or start killing.
Look at No Name Lord.
Oh, look at Kenny. Kenny's got all that HP back, but he's still below half.
Still below half, but look at No Name Lord. They've decided they're going to put him into C. Now, I kind of like it in a sense because he could just sit there for days and at least block the point gain. Look at the timer. Look at the timer right now. Very close, but as soon as he steps on the cap, boom. So now that puts a lot of pressure on 3X to kill No Name Lord, find another kill, get another cap. As Deepest Dungeon is almost ready to just back into the B cap. That's kind of hilarious. A battleship backing into a cap.
Well, I do believe Vert has another set of potential torps, which is going to keep Blood Legends a little bit honest.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like, No Name and Blood Legend are going to sit there at each other going, I can't shoot you.
Oh, yeah.
Right? San Martin is going to go, one of these days I will get that friction fire from my AP shells.
I mean, that's a battle that simply will last longer than this game can, even 20 minutes.
Like, I mean, the only thing this accomplishes, I can guarantee Faster Motion will have his button ready.
Yeah. That's the only, honestly, that's the only positive about that. Is
Now,
it charges
the other
it up
thing
for a
is-
later thing.
They're going to have to make a play on the Petrol or somewhere else because if nothing changes, Shaft will win in 2 minutes and 40-something seconds.
That's right. Which means Shaft would go on to the grand finals and 3X and Rain would duke it out in the losers bracket final, and only one of those teams will go on to the grand finals.
It looks like the play is going to be, like I said, between the two Petros or Bacon, right? Shaft would have to make the play at Bacon, even though they don't have to. They're on a one-cap win.
Yep.
With the Petro on cap, which means 3X has got to get rid of this Petro. That is, hey, if you want to get rid of him, somebody's overextending. Because all No Name has to do is sit there, and Blood Legend will have to come out a little broadside.
That's right. And Vert's torpedoes.
He will eat one.
Yeah. Vert's torpedoes do a nice job of forcing Blood Legend back. But now he knows he has to go.
It's lucky that he took it on a torpedo belt because it's not a guaranteed flood there.
Mm-hmm. Also reduces the damage of those torpedoes. Nice hit on Faster Motion. Here comes some battleship shells on Faster. Not enough. Blood Legend. See, the thing about the Shaft's battleship positions, I really like this. Both of them are set to fire at Blood Legend if he decides to move forward. And while they're at it, they can shoot at Faster Motion as long as Yeah, as long as they got their plane up. So, I mean, a lot of flexibility for Shaft right now. 1 minute and 20 seconds.
Well, Chef knows where they're going to win this game. It's No Name.
Mm-hmm.
The
100%.
longer No Name sits there, the better off they're going to be. And like I think for the last week of the San Martin Petrol fight, he's only lost like what, 3,000 HP.
Yep. Kinemod now radaring detecting Mizuko at A, or actually between A and B. And look at the Vermont Silverblade is working to get into the cap. It's just not going to be enough time.
47 seconds left in this game if nothing changes. They have to make the play on the Petro now.
Look at the
Blood
torpedoes.
Legends. I was gonna say
Tiger's
Blood
down.
Legends had to have gone now, but those Gearing Torps stop him.
Yep, and these torps
That's
will
on
stop
the
him
bud.
again.
That's huge. But he still has to go no matter what.
He's got no choice. He's got no choice at this point. Nothing else is going to stop this game for
Like,
Shaft.
No Name doesn't even need to delay this cap because it's
No.
15 seconds till you win.
He can just back right off and he doesn't care. Striver, though, detected as well now. Vert opening up. They want to add insult to injury and get a
7
kill.
seconds, 3 seconds, next tick.
Oh, Silverblade goes down. We have ourselves a death pick, if I can get there in time.
Oh my god.
3X has been banished down to the loser's bracket, ladies and gentlemen. Shaft going to the
What?
grand finals. Let that sink into your mind for a second. Let that sink into. This is EU's number 3 team taking out EU's number 2 team, and EU's number 2 team will have to face EU's number 1 team, and only one of those teams will make it to the grand finals.
So what you're saying is EU is going to win the championship.
EU will win the championship. It's just a question of which EU team gets paid the most.
Oh, what
man.
what an absolute upset.
That's right. It was such an upset that I had the wrong winner thing up. There we go.
I'm such an upset. You had the wrong winner. I mean, here's the importance part of getting that first pick.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Especially getting well, I wouldn't say the first pick, but getting the pick against the Death Snail.
Mm-hmm.
Right? It really hampers your strategy / ability.
That's right.
You know, because are you going to put a Des Moines and Gdansk? Well, that's your only option. It's not going to be utilized as effectively.
All right. Well, let's take a look.